Welcome to the Grace for the Growth podcast. I'm your host, Courtney Leo. The goal of this podcast is to encourage you on your own growth journey by empowering you to live your life with authenticity, freedom, and confidence. We will get real and raw as we dive into honest conversations about life, faith, business, relationships, dating, healing, and so much more. My goal is that you would walk away from our time together feeling a little less alone, a little less crazy, and a little more brave to be yourself. I hope you will find yourself more compassionate to past you, challenged as present you, and excited for future you. Embrace the story, welcome the messy of it all, sit in the unknown, and most importantly, live authentically. So pull up a chair in my virtual living room and let's dive into today's conversation. Welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of our wedding series. If you missed part 1, you can go back and watch it. We went through all of our thoughts and feelings leading up to the day, including our absolute favorite part of the day. The pre-service prayer. How churchy of us.
Yep.
So, if you didn't get to listen to that, I highly encourage you to do that. But we are going to pick right up right now with the ceremony. So we've done our pre-service prayer, and all of that. And, yeah, here we are. This is going to be a reflection of the rest of our wedding day look back a year later.
Yeah.
I really could have done a whole better intro on this. I'm not usually used to like part 2s, but here we are. So go look at part 1 for a better intro of what part 2 is supposed to be.
Wow.
It's our 1-year anniversary. And so we're doing a recap of our wedding day.
Welcome to part 2 of the wedding recap, where we're going to talk about the ceremony, favorite parts from that, as well as maybe the reception.
Hopefully.
If not, there will be a part 3, but probably not. So stay tuned.
Okay, that was a great intro. Okay, anyways, let's dive into it. So we're getting ready. We're getting all lined up. The ceremony is starting, and the first part of the ceremony is our officiant saying, "Hey guys, we've got a great media team here. Please don't use your cell phones. Please don't take pictures. Please don't take videos. Like, we got a great media team here." Also, because he didn't say this, but we instructed our guests to not stand during the bridal procession. Yeah. You know, it's very customary for when the bride starts walking in. Yeah, I know. It's very customary for when the bride starts walking in to, like, everybody stand up. And I am 5'2" on a good day. And it's like my least favorite part about weddings because I can't see anything. My little 5'2" self, unless I'm like literally sitting at the end. And so I was like, if I'm the bride, first of all, I get to make the rules. Second of all, the way that our venue was it was just pews. So it's like, and there was an aisle in between, but it was pews and they were like really tight. And I was like, I'm not going to literally be able to see anybody except the back row. And it's 82 feet, which means, and our guests were only filling up like maybe like a third of the venue. Yeah. And so, because the venue was massive and we just didn't have that many guests. And so, we asked everybody to stay seated. And I remember making that decision and it feeling like so controversial because people are like, wait, why are you staying seated? I have no regrets about it. It looks different when I look at the pictures because most of the time when you see the bride coming down the aisle, everybody is standing up. So it looks a little weird that you're like, oh, people aren't standing up. But as far as like, was it awkward? Like, no, it didn't feel awkward. But I could see every single person as I was walking down the aisle. Yeah. I could see you, which that was risky on whether or not I could see you. I could see my bridesmaids, which if people were standing up, there was no way I could see my bridesmaids. And I could see my family, which there would also be no way. So anyways, the officiant instructed that, which was very helpful. So that was a little hot take.
Yeah. And I did an entrance myself.
Yes. Nick did an entrance because he wanted he didn't think it was right for me to have that 82-foot aisle all by myself. He wanted to stroll himself. And, you deserve it. You're the groom.
I thought that I looked great. And
you did.
I thought, never going to get to do this again, probably.
Take your strut.
So I wanted to take that, and I got to have my favorite pianist that I know play one of my favorite songs in the world from How to Train Your Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And it was wonderful.
It was pretty epic. That's how it went.
Do you know the next part?
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. So Jimmy played that, and I will say my walk, it was so good. One of my regrets is that I didn't pause at a point in the walk because it was a long walk. But I can remember walking and everyone turning to look at me and seeing so many faces of so many people.
So emotional.
That I love, that have prayed for me, that have prayed with me, that have been with me in so many different walks of life.
And we just came from like the prayer service of feeling like the weight of that. If you didn't watch part 1, you don't know what we're talking about, so go back and watch that. But
pause this and go watch that.
Let's go watch that.
But yeah, so
it was thick. The Holy Spirit was thick.
Getting to walk into the building and have that moment, it was so great. It was so wonderful. Yeah.
It was pretty epic. And How to Train Your Dragon, it's pretty epic. So then, once Nick gets down to the chapel stairs, then it switches to our bridal party, which we had them walk into. Trust invitation. Also, if you didn't watch part 1, So a good little William Augusto.
Yeah, very different type of processional music. Very slow.
Different. I know. We were like, okay, and it would just. Here's the thing about having Trust Invitation play, is that it was like, I mean, it's prayer music. They call it instrumental soaking. Is technically what the genre is called, and it was very. It just continued the atmosphere of like how important this was. Like it wasn't like silly or like light. Like I mean, this was like pad. Like it was like and it just was really, really pretty. So to have everybody kind of like walk through and this in the song that's like so important for us, like so important for our relationship up until this point, we had the bridal party walk into that, which was really cool.
It's the first song we prayed together. Well, it was the first time we ever prayed together. We had that song on.
Yeah, so we had our bridal party walk into that.
Yeah.
And then my walkthrough, which I have to tell a story in order to get through this part. Okay, cool. That was the end of that. No fight on that.
Yeah. You talk a lot. So.
Great. So for my song, I struggled with this. Out of every single thing to make decisions on for the wedding, this was the hardest decision. I went back and forth between this is the biggest decision to it's not that big of a deal so many times. I mean, I literally, Nick was pretty spot on with his How to Train Your Dragon thing really, really early. And I could not make a decision whatsoever. And so I remember, this is like 2 weeks before, and Nick is getting ready to go meet with Jimmy, our piano player, to like run over the songs with him, make sure he knows like what it's supposed to look like and what it's supposed to sound like or whatever. And so like I'm feeling like this deadline, and like I've gone everything from like Jonas Brothers to Disney to worship songs to classic bridal procession. Like I've done all of these. I literally, nothing is clicking. Nothing is sitting. I can't figure this out. And so eventually I'm just like, don't stress out about it. Like this is 2 weeks before the wedding. And I'm like, don't stress out about it. Like just pick something. It's fine. Just pick a song that's like cute and like you love, and it's fine. And so I landed on, I was like, if Nick can play How to Train Your Dragon, like I can play something Disney. Like that sounds fun. And so I landed on I See the Light from Tangled. Yeah. Because I was like, it's really pretty. We play an instrumental version of it. It's really, really pretty. Like instrumentally, it's very magical and like, really kind of fit the mood and the vibe. And the song, the kind of underlying message of
this song is like, it's been a bit. Like, it's been a bit, and all at once everything seems different now that I see you. Like, it's just, it kind of goes with our story a little bit, like there's some themes there. So I was like, that sounds good. We'll kind of do that. And then the other song that we had to kind of figure out was for communion. We were going to do communion, which we'll get to in a second, but we need to have a song to play behind communion. And so we were like sitting there and like thinking about it. And I was like, what's like a hymn or like something like that we could play behind communion that's like really, great, classic, whatever. And the first thing that came to my mind was "'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus," And I was like, that's so good. Like, that's such a great song. Mm-hmm. That's like, it's like in my gut, like childhood classic, like song. And I was like, let's do that for communion. That's wonderful. So Nick goes that night and is like running things, with Jimmy, going through it. And he's like, hey.
So you were worried about, like, what is this going to sound like? I don't know, because so Jimmy's the type of person that if you tell him what you want to happen, he will arrange the music himself.
Yeah, he's great on the fly.
He's great on the fly. He's great at preparing his own pieces. Like, he's wonderful at that. So that literally with How to Train Your Dragon, I gave him 5 different arrangements and said, how do you want to do it? And he said, all right, I'll work something up. I said, okay, cool. Played it for him, and he started playing it and doing that. And so I was having a conversation with him, and I was like, well, Jimmy, what would you do just in the situation? Like, we were having a random moment of me talking about music theory with him. And then I said, well, for "'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus." He's like, oh, yeah. And he just starts playing the song. I said, what would you do? Just improvise it right now. And he started playing it, and I videoed it because I knew Courtney hadn't, at that point, really heard him play a lot. You've only heard me like talk about his praises as far as a piano player, and I knew that. And so I said, I'm going to video this. I prepped it. Like, what would you do if I just asked you to play this on the fly right now? And he just went, and I videoed it, and I sent it to you.
I get this message. This was like late at night. So I'm like already laying in my bed,
it's like
just
11.
like scrolling.
Yeah.
And I get this video of him playing "'Tis So Sweet," and I immediately start crying. Immediately I start crying. And it's like, I'm like having this like whole emotional moment. It is so beautiful and it is so perfect. And I'm like, wait. I'm like, Nick, would it be so bad if I switched my song? And he's like, no, you want me to do it? I was like, I want that song. Like, I want that song for my bridal procession. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. I said, that's such an important song. The reason why it's so important, like it like in my gut, is because like that's the song that my parents would sing me to sleep at when I was a baby.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's so old in my like body and my brain, like. And it's just like really important. And to be able to walk down, and I can't open this whole can of worms, but like walking down the aisle with my dad was like already such an incredible God moment as it is. There's just been like a lot of healing with like my story with my dad, like over the years. And so to be able to have this like moment and to get to the place where I'm like, yeah, I want my dad to walk me down the aisle.
Yeah.
That there was times where I was like, I don't know if I want that or not, but to be able to like, yes, I want this to happen. And then to be able to have this moment that's like this song that is, it's going to make me emotional, but like the walking down the aisle, it's kind of like it's like my last Leo moments, you know? It's like my last moment of like this life. And so like to have a song that was kind of like the first moments of that life was just felt like really sentimental. It felt like really special to be able to do that, and for it to mean something not just to me but also to my parents.
Yeah.
And so Nick was like, yeah, of course we can change it. Like, you know,
you're
of
like,
course we can. I'm like, forget Tangled.
Is it going to be a big deal? And I was like, Jimmy, scratch that song. You're playing this. And he's like, oh, okay.
I'm like, and it just felt like one of those things where I just like knew, like I was wrestling with it for 6 months. And like, when I heard that song on the video that Nick sent me, I was like, this is it. Like, this is absolutely it. And we ended up, for communion, we ended up picking another song, another like worship song that's like really important to us.
Yeah, it's a song that it makes me cry every time I hear it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Yeah. And we had some really special moments in engagement, like just really praying and like preparing and like, you know, just getting our hearts right. And so that was just a perfect fit for communion too. So
that song's called Drink Offering.
Yeah, Drink
the
Offering.
Communion song.
Naomi Rain. Yeah. And so it was the right fit and it was the right moment. So anyways, that's the backstory of how we got there. So fast forward to the rehearsal, and we ended up doing a music rehearsal because we had so many music cues, and because of who Nick and I are as production people, the music is an important part of the moments.
Seamless transitions.
Yeah,
people.
like we've both worked in production. We've both like, you know, hit cues and all that kind of stuff. So we were like, so we did a music rehearsal ahead of time before like the typical wedding rehearsal. And in that wedding rehearsal, like we're practicing all it. We're going over because there's somebody who's doing the tracks and somebody who's doing the piano, obviously. And so we're just talking all through it. And so I have this idea live at the rehearsal, the music rehearsal, that I'm like, I am going to surprise my dad. Like, I'm going to surprise my dad and my mom, and I'm not going to tell them about this song. And so I go to Jimmy and I'm like, hey, crazy thoughts. When we run through the rehearsal later, like, I'm going to keep this song a surprise. Can you play something else? Yeah. Can you play something random? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, of course. And I was like, just play really beautiful bridal processional music. Like, I'll make something up, like, you know, all of that. But can we just keep "'Tis So Sweet" a secret? And he's like, yeah, of course. I love it. So like I tell Nick, I'm like, I'm keeping this a secret. He's like, great. I tell the wedding planner, keeping it a secret. Like all the people who already knew, I'm like, shut up. Like, don't talk about it. And we kept it a secret. And I remember in the wedding rehearsal, like lining up with my dad in the back, you know, like all the bridesmaids, and I'm lining up with my dad in the back, and my dad's like, so what are we walking into? And I'm like, Jimmy's just going to play something. He's really talented. He's just going to play something really beautiful. And we just like went through it. Like, I didn't even say like, he's going to play the real song tomorrow or whatever. No. I was just like, you know, he's just going to go through it. And so we had done the rehearsal. So fast forward to later that night, after the rehearsal dinner, and I start freaking out because I'm like, there's so many things that are going to be going on wedding day. I'm afraid that my parents are just going to miss the moment. Like, they're not going to be paying attention to the song. Yeah. And so I was overthinking it. At this point, I had told my sister what was happening. And my sister was a part of like a lot of other sentimental moments, like the way that we were honoring like my grandmother and like those kind of things. So she was just, I mean, she's my maid of honor, but also she was just like kind of helping me with like cultivate these really special moments, which I'm so grateful for to have her. But so anyways, she's like, well, let me just text them. And so she ends up texting my mom and dad and like, hey, Courtney's overthinking this. She actually does have an essential song that she's walking down to, that it's a surprise, and she just doesn't want you to miss it in the hustle bustle of tomorrow. She just wants to like give you a little reminder to pay attention to what song you're walking in on or whatever. Yeah. And so it was nice because I was just like, they're not even going to pick it up. There's like the whole moment's going to pass by and they're going to be like, I didn't even hear what song you were playing. Like, which in hindsight, that wasn't going to happen. Well,
and your dad's walking you down the aisle, but your mom is going to join you. So it's a big moment.
Yeah. My mom was down on the first row because it was a very skinny aisle. So like I couldn't even walk down with both of them. Yeah. And so she was going to join me down at the end. So we get like we go through the whole procession, like everybody's walked through with trust invitation. This is the wedding day. And, you know, we get ready and we stand at the doors and the doors open and Jimmy plays this like intro, this like intro, and then the song starts and my dad recognizes it immediately. Obviously I can't see my mom, like, so I don't have memories of like what was going on there, but I'm with my dad and, we're walking through and he just like kind of smiles and then he like touches my arm and he's just like, thank you so much for this. Like, and then he just was like crying, like, and remember also, like everyone's sitting down, which I'm 5'2" on a good day. My dad's 5'6" on a good day. Yeah. So like he's also short. So like everybody can also see him now too, looking back for 82 feet. And,
he's emotional. He's crying.
Very emotional. He's so emotional. And he's just like, cannot keep it together. And I'm kind of obsessed with that. But like, he cannot keep it together.
The moment that, there's a moment that comes to mind when y'all get to the end.
Yeah, I'm about to get there. So he's really emotional. We get to the end. We like meet up with my mom. My mom comes to my other arm and we kind of like walk towards the center. So here's the thing that I'm going to say about this procession before I get into this. 82 feet is a really long time. I had this whole moment with my dad and was still able to also have this moment with Nick at the same time because we were walking so slow, like so slow. So there was so much that was able to happen. I was able to look at everybody. I was able to have this moment with my dad. I was able to make eye contact with Nick. I was able to like see friends. Like there was just so much time. It wasn't one of those things where it's like, and then it just happened. I was just magically at the end of the aisle. Like I was like, this is going on for a while, like going on for a while. So before I get to what happened at the end of the aisle, we'll pause here. What? You want me to stop?
I don't know where you're going.
Oh, what was your experience watching me walk down the aisle?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Was it this like, yeah, that's like one of those things where I feel like it, like it was a moment I made eye contact with you, but it wasn't this like, oh my gosh. Like, I feel like
it was a good moment. I don't know. I didn't have a.
Do you have regrets that it wasn't like bigger or more dramatic?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither.
Zero.
Me neither.
Yeah, no. I mean, the angels didn't come out and sing or anything.
They almost did.
They almost. But no, I mean, like, what I mean by that is I didn't like. You weren't all that I saw.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Yeah, and I can say the same about you. Yeah. Like, I was just taking the whole day in.
Absolutely.
The whole moment in. I'm kind of glad. I'm glad we had a first look because I'm glad I got that moment with you.
I can tell you what I saw in my groomsmen's faces.
Oh, yeah.
Chris was weeping.
Tears. Everybody be crying.
Yeah. Chris was, I just look at him and he's just weeping.
Everybody be crying.
Yeah.
Men, women.
Yeah.
Children. No, I don't know if there's children cry, but
man,
lots of crying. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure we had that pause. I think it's just important to just like acknowledge that like it was good with me and you, but it wasn't this like everything it ever needed to be.
No,
like it was
a moment, and that was good.
It was great. So I get to the end of the aisle, and their mom, dad, and then their steps up to the officiant. And Nick is up there. And so one thing we had told our officiant, who is Nick's pastor from his last church.
Nope, we're not there yet. Wait. The moment when you get to the end of the aisle and your mom steps up and she grabs your arm and you're standing there and your dad.
Wait, I'm not there yet. Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
We had told our officiant that we had told him ahead of time that we fully trusted him to listen to the Holy Spirit and see where the Holy Spirit leads. And we fully were like on board. Like, we trust you. Like, if something got to break out in this ceremony, something got to break out in this ceremony. And so, so we get there, and I remember thinking the night before, like, this piano part is going to be so pretty, but I wish we could actually, like, sing it. Like, that would be really, really sweet.
Yeah, that comes after what I was going to say about your dad.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
That's what I'm trying to get at here.
I thought you were about to say the other blubbering part.
No. What do you...
Okay, tell me what you were going to say.
Your dad literally is doubled over, weeping. And I remember your mom, like, looking around you like, are you okay? And your dad could not get it together for a good 15, 20 seconds.
I thought that was happening after the next part.
No.
I could have sworn it was. I could have sworn it was. Okay, well, then he did it again then.
Because he was just
it definitely happened because he couldn't sing. Okay, this is what I'm getting at. This is what I'm getting at. So we remember it differently. But so we get down the bottom of the aisle, the piano stops, it goes silent.
Yeah.
Pastor goes, let's just sing that chorus again.
Well, he said, they gave me permission. They gave me permission to follow the Holy Spirit. And he looks at me and looks at you and looks at me.
And I was like, this is what I wanted.
And he's like, let's sing that chorus.
And the whole chapel.
Yeah. And what's funny.
Unison and echoing.
And he started singing, and it was really funny because he told me this later. I was also mic'd up.
Yeah, Nick was mic'd.
And so he starts singing, and then I started singing. And I remember him stop singing, and he looks at me because he wanted me to be heard and to sing the song. And I remember I went and saw him a week after our wedding, after we got back from the honeymoon, and he was like, you know what I did, right? And I was like, yes. You made me sing the solo, basically. It was beautiful. But it was so funny. But
the whole choir of all of her friends and family and wedding guests and bridal party and everybody singing, Jesus, Jesus. It was heavenly.
It was
and
wonderful.
That's when I remember my dad doubling over crying, is at that point. Because I remember I remember there being no music. And he's like crying because it was acapella. Like, he stopped playing the piano. And it was just this really, really beautiful moment.
It really was.
Really beautiful moment. It's not just about my dad crying, but my dad hardly ever cries. So it was for him to not be able to really breathe very well.
See, that moment I remember is my only regret from the day.
Why?
Because we stopped and the music stopped there. And that's where we let it linger for a minute. And Pastor paused. And there was silence. And the Holy Spirit hit me.
Yes.
And I kind of hit a little, like, Lord, I feel it right now. And I didn't linger in the moment.
Yeah, we kind of moved.
I remember looking at Pastor and, like, giving him the go on, because I had to go down and meet you. And that's the silence I remember in that moment, because Pastor looked, he felt it too. I felt it. We all felt it. And I remember Kanan and Charles both were like, if Nick lets it happen, we're about to take off in this chapel, because the Holy Spirit was so thick. And I remember telling, like, I gave Pastor the, like, well, let's go ahead and go.
It probably would have been many, many more minutes before we got married.
We could have had revival right there. That's the silence I remember after we sang. Yeah.
Fair. I do remember that too.
Yeah. And it was just a lingering, and I was like, like, this could be it. This could be the moment where we just kind of break loose. And I remember, like, no, bring it back in. And I remember giving Pastor the signal, like, go ahead.
Yeah. Because you have to remember, back from part one, like, this has already been at this point, like 45 minutes of us just as a community, just asking the Lord to be a part of this moment and be a part of this day. Like, and so we're now, like, in the continuation of those requests and those prayers. And so, yeah, that was really powerful. We had my parents pray over us, and
came down and they prayed over us.
And then we did the ceremony, which was pretty typical. One request I had was that I did not want 1 Corinthians 13 in her wedding ceremony.
True.
I was like, I know it's Bible, but I've heard it so many times. Can you do something different?
Give me different.
And what he ended up doing was actually something that had come up in our premarital counseling with him, where he talked about how the two shall become one. Mm-hmm. And one thing he had said to us in premarital counseling, because I was really wrestling like in engagement season. I don't know if I've said this on a previous episode, but I was wrestling in engagement season with like, how is like everything on our wedding day like supposed to like flip a switch? Like I already feel like I'm getting so much closer to you. I already feel like my life cannot be separated from you. Like I already feel what I was trying to say without saying was I already feel one with you. Like I already feel connected to you so strongly. How is it supposed to be even different on our wedding day? Like, how is it supposed to be even more? Like, I know there's other layers, and I know like in the future, like there'll be more things, and like us like building our home together and our life and our future family and all that kind of stuff. Like, I know there'll be seasons, but like right now in engagement season and like when wedding day arrives, like how is it supposed to be different? And one thing he had said to us that really, I mean, I tell people this all the time. It was so helpful to me. He was like, the two shall become one. He said the becoming has already started. Yeah. And the wedding day, yes, it's a moment of covenant and there's witnesses and all that stuff. But he said the wedding day is a marking of the becoming that's already happened. But like you have to acknowledge that becoming has already happened and becoming will continue. Yeah. Like you will continue to become one for the rest of your life. Like that becoming will continue to happen. And so that's what he ended up talking about in our ceremony. And I just, it was really freeing for me in premarital counseling because I was like, oh, yeah, okay, like I do feel that. And a year later, I feel more becomed. You know, like it stuff did change, you know? Yeah. Like, and we have become closer. So, you know, because at this point, the whole time I've known you, half the time I've known you, we've been married. Known you for 2 years. Half of the time I've known you, we've been married. Wow. We'll never be able to say that again.
Yikes.
From here on out, we've been married longer than we were not.
Well, no.
Well, I mean, not our whole lives, but at least knowing each other. Anywho, so that's what he talked about in our ceremony. And I think our ceremony, it was really special. It felt really paced. It felt like, I mean, we were really intentional with it. Yeah. It was pretty ceremonious.
Absolutely. It was extremely reverent. I remember saying, like we didn't want anything special, but I remember saying like, I would really like to do communion with you, you know? Yeah. And I almost just said, that's the last time I did communion. No, it's not. We do communion once a month at church. But yeah, it was one of those, I was like, no, I want us to do communion together. But other than that, it wasn't, for lack of better terminology, it wasn't out of the ordinary. It was extremely reverent. We both.
We're in still kind of the vibe of the last hour.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was the part of the day that everyone knows has to happen. And we were both very much so attuned to the fact that every wedding we've ever been a part of, we were like, could you move it? Like, what do we do? Why are we here for an hour for the I do's?
Take 7 minutes to do my vows.
I don't know. I did not.
Maybe 12 minutes. It was a long time.
But it was wonderful. It was good.
Then the other thing that's really cool about this that we did not plan was that as he is pronouncing us man and wife, the chapel bells start ringing. What? And everyone's like, did you plan that? Like, did you time that out? I'm like, no. Like, I'm not crazy. Like, you think I sat there? Oh, gosh. Could you imagine? Yeah. Like, have a countdown clock for pastor and be like, you got to get done before this time. Anyways, he's literally like,
vamp.
He's like, by the power invested in me. Like, it was straight out of Sound of Music or The Royal Wedding, whichever one is your point of reference. Yes. And
then Teddy swims.
Teddy swims.
Shout out Teddy.
Hey, Teddy.
He is my literal favorite artist.
Yes. And so yeah, we danced out to Teddy Swims along the 82-foot aisle.
Yeah. But
together. Party time.
Yeah, we did that, and then we did the remaining pictures with the family that wasn't there early.
Like 6 pictures to do.
Yeah, we didn't have that many. And then another unique thing that we did.
Yes. I didn't even write this down in my notes.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm here.
This was so unique.
So we were, at the time that our marriage happened, it was right after time change, right?
Yeah, it was right after time change.
We knew the sun was going to be setting right there around that 5 p.m.
golden
mark.
hour.
Yeah, golden hour. And we, like we said, our reception was downtown Chattanooga. Like, we're
buildings all over. Yeah. No sunset to be seen.
No sunset to be seen. No place to do your send off. You know, kind of just like, hey, there's traffic. You can't really walk in the middle of the road.
If we were doing a send off, it was going to be in a crosswalk.
Yeah. So don't mind the homeless guy. You know, we didn't want that. So we decided to do our send off after the pictures at the chapel.
Yeah.
Because there's a massive sidewalk, just
the beautiful chapel behind it.
Sunset.
Perfect. Golden hour. So we were like, hey, guys, we're actually going to do the send off now. So if you can go line up. Yep. Also, we got a bubble machine and we got bubbles for you. We got 2 bubble machines and we got bubbles for you. Mm-hmm. And it was
We're going to take 6 pictures and then we're going to be leaving.
It was so good. It was also way better than waiting until 9:30 at night to do that.
Because
with
no
half
one
the crowd.
Yeah, we had the entire crowd.
Yes.
And the second best part, maybe third or fourth best part, because sunset was great. All that. Lots of good parts. Another great part is we were the first to leave our ceremony.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Which puts us at the reception venue first. So nobody's waiting on us.
It was amazing. We had preferred parking because we're the bride and groom. And so
Royal. Did you not?
Royal. We didn't have a driver or anything. We drove ourselves.
Yeah.
But
Ford Escape.
Yeah. So like the whole like, you know, send off line is happening. We go through it and then like everyone's behind us and then we get in the car and we leave. So and then everyone has to like walk to the parking lot, get in their cars and get there. So we show up to the reception. Ain't nobody there except our wedding planner and a couple of her staff and the caterers and the DJ.
Yeah.
So we literally show up to our wedding reception. And it's like, I was going to say, it's quiet. It's not. It's downtown. But, like, nobody was there yet. And that, couldn't have planned that. That was so cool. Yeah. That was so awesome. We're, like, walking in. Our wedding planner is, like, because our actual wedding planner wasn't at the ceremony. And she's, like, and I have said this too, like, that's, like, the big regret for me because she became such an important part of that day. But she really needed to go set up the reception, so her staff stayed for the wedding because it was kind of self-explanatory. And so I'm very sad that she didn't get to see the wedding, but the reception was fantastic. I knew very little about the reception because I hate decor. I hate it so much. I don't want to make decisions about it. I don't want to plan it. And so she obviously knew the vibe of the venue. We didn't have a ton of space to work with. And so I had like sent her like maybe 3 or 4 pictures. And then I was like, have fun, like do whatever you want. I don't care. And so literally showing up to the reception is the first time I even knew what was going to be on tables.
Had no idea.
Like I had no idea like what she was decorating with, like nothing.
So it was cool. Hey, you guys want to see your reception? Sure.
Again, another royal kind of thing that we kind of intentionally planned without planning of being like, oh yeah, I didn't even plan my, like, I don't know how many vases we needed. Like, nope. I don't know.
Nothing.
I don't know. So we go up after we like, you know, are there for a moment, say hi to everybody. We then go up to like the secret room, the private suite room.
For the bride and groom. Yeah.
And we're just there.
Because our reception venue is also a wedding venue.
For sure.
So they have the bride and groom suites and bathrooms and change rooms and all that stuff. So we got to go to just a room that was for us.
So we just sat in this private room. I changed my shoes. We made some videos.
Yeah.
Like made some funny videos. Nick got his chapstick.
Yeah.
We just kind of sat there and just like waited for everybody to show up. And we had so much fun. Like, and this was like kind of one of those moments that I was saying in part 1 that was just like, we just had an epic day together. Like I just had an epic day with like my best friends. Like like, this was a fun day and fun moments. And, we just got to hang out in this
It's also
room.
the funny moment where it's like you go, hey, I need to pee. And I've got this wedding dress on.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm like, all right, this is now my job.
I do remember that.
I have to, we're married. I have to step in and help because you couldn't go to the restroom by yourself in your wedding dress.
And the girls had been with me the whole time, but the girls weren't with me. It was just you and me. And so I was like, I got to pee now. And you were like, well, I'm your husband. I'm going to go help you go to the bathroom. I forgot about that.
Yep, literally. It's like, okay, here we go.
That was so fun.
But yeah. And then
weird moments like
tied
that.
your shoes for you because you're in a wedding dress.
Couldn't move.
Yeah.
I had to lay down the whole time.
Yeah.
I could not move.
No.
But it was fun. And then we came down and we did a really fun entrance, Joe Bros. And that we played all the time when we were engaged was Remember This from Jonas Brothers. And so we did that, and that was super fun. And then we danced to our first dance, which was the song that Nick played in his car on our second date. So for all the haters that are just like, Nick shot his shot very early.
Listen, sometimes you just got to go for it.
He played Growing Old with You by Restless Road on our second date on our way to Chipotle. The lines are, raise some kids with our last name is in the chorus. So that's intense. Anyways, he says that I had to see how you felt about it.
I don't know if you'd like the song.
Couldn't scare you away. Anyways, that was a very obvious first dance for us because I was like, you played it for us on our second date. Yeah. And it's a great love song. We have to play it. So that was a really cute first dance.
Yeah, did that.
And then we disappeared.
Yeah.
We said bye.
Because people were getting food.
Because everyone was getting food and we needed to eat.
Yeah.
And so we went back up into our little private suite and we had our fantastic Mexican food.
Yep. Had some nachos.
Delicious nachos. And we made more videos.
Absolutely.
And then we came back down and said hi to a bunch of people, socialized because we were done eating.
I got to meet a bunch of your friends for the first time ever.
And vice versa. Same thing.
So that was fun.
Took a lot of pictures.
Took a lot of pictures.
All the things. And then we had speeches. And
2 really good speeches.
Awesome.
My brother killed it. AJ killed it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
My dad spoke after that.
Yeah.
And then we went into parent dances. Yeah. I danced with my dad.
Danced with your dad, which was really nice and magical.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Speaking of magical dances, I forgot one part about our first dance. During our first dance, we're sitting there. And again, this is another one of our organic things, guys. If you're listening to this, all these things that happen organically, you can plan these things. That's fine. But I'm just telling you, it was organic for us. But one of these organic things is during our first dance, Chris, one of Nick's groomsmen, takes out his phone and starts
turns his light on because he thinks he's being funny.
But literally, guys, and we'll put it in a video about this, but literally everyone followed suit and it was magical.
Yeah.
Everyone's phone lights going off. Man, it was beautiful. It's precious.
It was.
Precious. Anyways, so fast forward back to dad dance. That was really special. It was a good moment for us. A continuation of good moments for us, which is really, thank you, Jesus, for that.
Absolutely.
And then Nick had a really special mother's son.
Yeah. So I chose to do, normally there's a mother-son, and my story, I have a troubled past with my biological mother, and that's been restored, and we're grateful. And it's just such a wonderful thing. So, but in the process of my life, I've been blessed with people that took up the mother role in my life. And I didn't dance with all of them because it would have been more than 4, but I did dance. I was able to start with my biological mother, who, like I said, there's been restoration, and was able to honor her in her journey of restoration and bringing our relationship back together. And then I danced with your mother because she very much so wanted me to know early on that I'm her son and I'm important to her. And like, that really stuck with me. And so I asked her to dance with me. And then I call her Mama Jana. She's very important. She was my choir director's wife. The piano player, Jimmy, it's his wife when I was in college. And she just basically adopted me through all my college years / even still. I mean, her and Jimmy are so pivotal to my walk with the Lord, but also just being examples of loving parents in a selfless way. And so I honored Jana by asking her to dance with me, and it was so wonderful. And then I ended by dancing with my grandma, Betty, who raised me because of all of the troubled past with my real mother. And being able to share that moment with her, it's the only time I've ever seen her cry. And being able to have a moment with her, honoring her, because she's not even a blood relative. She married into my family when I was a year old and took up the mantle of being mine and my brother's mother when nobody else did, and raised us, took care of us, still loves us. And so I was able to honor her and get to share a very special moment with all of them, but also with her.
Yeah, for sure.
It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where there's a theme, if you haven't picked it up. There's a theme of like, do what you want with your day. Do what you want. Like, go and do your send off in the middle of the day, because it's not going to be in the middle
Empty.
it's not going to be in the middle of a, downtown, and it's going to be in front of a really pretty chapel. Like, dance with your 4 moms, like, do that. Like, there was just this theme of us being like, we're going to do whatever we want, and we're going to make this whatever we want. And I know I'm really biased because it's our wedding, but we are constantly being told by our wedding guests that it was one of their favorite weddings they've ever been to.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, I mean, same, but also.
It is my favorite wedding I've ever been to.
It was really special. It was a really special day. It was unique. It was different. It was, we didn't sweat the small stuff. Like, we had a tiny circle cake that we cut, and then big old Publix vanilla sheet cake. We just didn't sweat the big stuff. It was just,
but it also
sweat the small stuff. I don't know what the phrase is. Anyways, go ahead.
It felt so intentional.
It felt so intentional about the right things. Yeah. And we chilled out about the things
Nobody
that don't matter.
Nobody cared about the flowers that were standing up. Like, we didn't give a second thought. We want green and flowers. We want greenery and we want some flowers. Please don't make it a lot.
Yeah.
Can we do candles? Sure. Don't care. Don't overdo it. It's simple. Simple is better. Yeah. And that's all it was. And so, no, we didn't sweat the small things. And I know some of those things are important to some people. Mm-hmm. But the important things to us, and I think we showcased it so well, are the relationships of the people in our lives.
That is the theme of the day. Yes. Is the people, the relationships.
It's about us becoming one and taking our biblical union, because literally as we stand before a crowd of people and witness, the union of these 2 individuals is pivotal to our faith and how you were raised, and a part of how I was raised, and the faith that I choose to have and the faith you choose to have, but also the people that walked with us in the hardest and darkest and loneliest times. We get to honor them by loving on them while they love on us in return in our moment. And we just got to be so intentional with so many moments and people. And Yeah.
And I think what's really cool is for me, when I look back on it, the song that felt like just like a special moment, not just for me, not just for my parents, but for the whole room, the 'Tis So Sweet song. I mean, just the message of that song, like, 'tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, like how applicable that is, not just to every heart in the room, but how applicable is that to our lives and our love story and our singleness and our heartbreaks and all those different things, to be able to say, like, it is so sweet to trust in Jesus. It was almost like for us, and I know that song is like, I know a little bit of the history of that song, but like for us, like that song, it was like almost this, like declaration, you know, leading up into the ceremony, to be able to be surrounded by people that have been praying for us for years and years and years, and praying then over us into that moment, ushering us into this new stage of our life, to be able to have a prophetic word, to be able to speak over members of people in that room, for us to be able to kind of do that together, do that ministry moment together.
Yeah.
And then being able to enter into this day, to be able to sing as a chorus in that moment, in that beautiful chapel that is very, I mean, it's very sacred. Like it's very special. It's a very special place to be able to say, like, there is something so sweet about saying, like, hey, when I trust in God, when I trust in God, when I persevere, when I push through, when I trust him for what he's going to do, even though the story doesn't make sense, even though this heartbreak doesn't make sense, even though what the heck is a dating app, like all these different things, like it was this anthem of, this is really sweet.
Yeah.
This is really sweet. This is, and not just, oh my gosh, it's sweet, but like just the depth and the richness of this day, of this story, of this life. Like I feel spoiled to death that got to be our day.
Yeah.
And how it can be so special. And also, like I said in part 1, like it was a really special day, but also it wasn't this like culmination day and everything else is just downhill from here. Like it was just this moment and this marking of this sweetness of like, this is the life we get to live.
Yeah.
And we get to start it in a really intentional way. And so I am so proud of the way that we prioritized the things that mattered.
Yeah.
After we didn't get to the end of the night, but afterwards we did our parent dances and then we danced and partied and had a good time and
partied for another 45 minutes.
And then we left. And we didn't have a send-off. So
we didn't have a send-off. We left Jonas Brothers.
It was great.
And then we
said bye.
Yeah, kind of. I remember some people were like, we turned around and y'all were gone. And it's like, yeah, we got to 9 o'clock and we were ready to go home.
Exhausted. And
hungry still.
For those of you who don't know, the other crazy story is that we had planned we just told you in part 1 about how we got our wedding venue.
Yeah.
We had planned to get married in Chattanooga. It was a central place for our communities, our family, an easy place to get to. And we didn't know at the time that we would be moving to Chattanooga when we got married. So it was actually really cool. This whole crazy story that if you've been listening to the podcast, you know of us moving to Georgia, like the whole thing. And we like leave our wedding day and we get to go home to our house 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
Like we didn't plan that. We were like, we're going to have some hotel room and chat before our flight or whatever. And here we are. And we're like, we literally went home to our dogs.
Yeah.
In our new home with our Christmas tree.
Yep. Which we went and took pictures in front of the tree.
We took pictures in front of the Christmas tree on our wedding day.
Yeah.
My sister came over and brought us cake. Because we needed more cake. And it was only 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, I'm not going to bed.
Yeah.
So I need to go have cake. I need more cake.
We didn't have to like be at the airport until like 10.
Yeah. Like we got time.
Which is 2 minutes up the road.
Everyone else is like still cleaning up and stuff. And I'm like, I'm already like makeup off. Like
I think I'm going to take a shower. Like what?
Great. It was great. So yeah.
Yeah.
Special day.
It was the best day.
It was the best day. I'm so glad we did this.
Yeah.
I mean, get married, but like,
wow.
Record this podcast.
I'm glad that we could reminisce about it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The great thing too, like, is that then we left and went on a honeymoon and shut our phones off for like a week.
Went on a cruise.
And that was like the
for
best.
5 days or 4 days, whatever it was.
It was amazing. Highly recommend. If you're planning a honeymoon, do it all inclusive so you don't have to think about a thing.
Yep.
Promise you. You don't want to think about anything
Got there,
else.
got on a boat, and was like, what do we do?
We're just going to have fun.
We're going to have a great time. We're going to lounge and do events. And it was,
It was great. We slept a lot.
we did sleep a lot.
It was a lot of sleeping.
Yeah.
Passed out. Is there anything else you'd like to say as we wrap up this part 2 of our wedding series? We'll come back and we can do reflection on our first year of marriage, but this is the end of the marriage episode.
No, I mean, I think we've said it. It was just a magical, intentional day. So
It was
amazing.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for doing this with me.
Yeah. Well, I'm the one that asked the question.
You asked the question.
Yeah. Will you marry me? I started us on this journey.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. I love you.
I love you.
Thanks for listening if you've listened this far.
And if you haven't, you stink.
Wow.
What? They'll never know they didn't listen this far.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode, listening to our reminisce. I hope you loved it. I hope that it brought some joy to your life. I hope it inspired you. If you didn't want to hear it, you already turned off from it, so that's okay. But if you're still listening, I really just want to leave you with thoughts of encouragement. If you are sitting here hoping and believing and praying for your wedding day, I just want to encourage you to just be really intentional, be really specific about what matters, be really intentional about that day. If you are single and you are like, what do I dream about that? Think about the things that are really important to you. Think about the things you want to feature. Think about the things that really matter. And, for most people, it is about the people. It is about us, but it's us with our people, you know? And then, if you're planning a wedding, I can tell you, even just a year out, the small stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah. Just don't sweat it.
Don't sweat it.
Nobody cares how many flowers you have.
Nobody cares what color shoes the bridesmaids are wearing.
No, nobody cares.
No one cares.
Except for you.
Except for you. If you care about that, that's fine and make a big deal. For us, we were and you know after listening to this, people, music.
Yeah.
Those are our two things. And venue, but that was already given.
No.
Venue, people, music. That was it. We also were food, okay, great, but also let's just do something that's affordable that we can feed a bunch of people
affordable for. And we did say we want it to taste good.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you go to a wedding and it's that food was terrible.
But also, even if it was terrible, I didn't care. But people
I've heard
really loved it.
I've heard more compliments about the food at our reception than I've ever heard people talk about negative about other people's.
Yeah, Kara's mom asked if she could get soft tacos at Taco Bell.
She had never had a soft taco before our wedding. And then was like, do they serve these other places? And Kara's like, yes, Mom, Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Literally any Mexican restaurant ever.
Where can I get another soft taco?
Can I make soft tacos?
At Nick and Courtney's wedding were so good.
Yeah. We're babbling.
Meanwhile, I eat soft tacos every day. Okay, we gotta go. Guys, thanks for listening so much. We love you guys, and we'll hope that you'll come back for our next episode. Whenever it may be.
That happens.
We love you guys. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Grace for the Growth podcast with Courtney and Leo. I hope that this conversation encouraged you and inspired you on your own growth journey and as you pursue a life full of authenticity and freedom. I want to encourage you to interact with us on social media at Grace for the Growth and at Courtney Y. Leo. Also, if you've got any ideas, way that these episodes have impacted you or encouraged you, I want to invite you to either DM us or email us at hello@graceforthegrowth.com. Until next time, I challenge you to embrace your story, welcome the messy, sit in the unknown, and live authentically. Bye-bye now.